Thank you for watching WTAJ's Nittany Nation Rewind. Nittany Nation Rewind is proudly presented by Patterson Automotive.
You're watching Nittany Nation Rewind.
Welcome back. At 6'4", he might not look like an underdog, but former Penn State defensive end Matt Rice has played that role his entire life, which proved useful during his most difficult times. Sometimes our purpose in life is not clear.
You gotta have something to figure out, something to get past the odds that's already against you.
Growing up just outside Washington, D.C., Matt Rice had a calling: football.
My crew was older than me. I was always the youngest guy, so I had to play tough, rough, and my thing was always making somebody fumble. I was the king of it.
But football wasn't his only talent.
I would draw sketches or different comic book characters.
An artist with skills.
During that time, not get on a teacher's nerves. You know, and that also would push me to get the work done as soon as I could so I could have that time to draw.
Using his love of football, Rice descended upon Happy Valley and quickly made a name for himself.
Stocko, Rice cleans up on him. Oh, baby, it's a tough day in the office. You want to play big
Finding confidence both on the field and in the art room.
I could use my football skills with my peripheral, that I could see what's going on both ends of the students on the side of me. So I learned from watching other people work on their work, how to clean brushes, how to mix certain things.
After graduating from Penn State, Rice bounced around 4 different NFL teams, including a stint in NFL Europe. But just before his second professional season, everything changed.
I woke up to my girlfriend crying as hard as I've ever seen her cry. I'm looking at her, tears pouring down, looking like a werewolf came in and smacked her. And it's like, hey, what's wrong? And she's looking at me like, what's wrong with you?
Rice had just had an epileptic seizure, and an MRI revealed a tumor on the frontal lobe of his brain. That's where artists get their abilities. Fortunately for Rice, the tumor was limited to the surface of the brain, and doctors successfully removed it.
Like, this is a miracle that I'm alive right now.
And then Rice decided he didn't need football.
It's kind of hard to want to come back with titanium screws in your head. For me to say that to them, they thought I was insane. I'm like, oh, you actually have peace and you're living your purpose. But you're playing in the NFL. I'm like, yeah. But it's kind of slowly killing me.
Doctors also told Rice the tumor removal allowed his artistic talents to fully develop.
I was able to focus on art without picking up a paintbrush with a jammed finger or a busted knuckle. There's just no limit to where I can take things and what I can do.
And with his newfound creativity, Rice wanted to give back, so he began publishing art prints for nonprofit companies and different charities.
That's like living my purpose. That's bigger than me. There's many things I can do that's bigger than me. That's what I'm here for.
Sometimes in life, our purpose is not clear, but for Matt Rice, he has no doubts.
To be able to be in a position to do more than I can imagine now, that's everything. And as far as the art, I'm just starting with it.
You could do 5 more pieces on Rice. That's how interesting his life is, and he's living it up right now in Germany. As he's told me, he's grinding away on 7 or 8 pieces of work at a time. Pete?
Moving on. Now we take the time to look at a former Penn State coach from that 2005 team. Jay Paterno, son of Joe Paterno, coached at Penn State for 16 seasons, and he served as the quarterback's coach for the last dozen. Football is in the rear view. Now he's picking up the pen and is still a part of Penn State. Our guy, Casey Kantz, has the story.
In the years since you last saw Jay Paterno on the grass of Beaver Stadium, he's been navigating many new ventures, including finding a true passion in writing books and also serving as a trustee on Penn State's board since 2017, something that wouldn't have maybe seemed possible only a few years prior.
Is it still a process, or have things been repaired in terms of your relationship with Penn State?
It's pretty much been repaired. I think when I was elected to the board, I was realistic in this regard. I knew that there was going to be people on that board that did not know me and would have certain preconceived notions of what I was coming in there to do. So I made a very conscientious effort to not make it about what had happened. I made a very conscientious effort for people to realize I love this university. I've loved it all my life. I will love it till the day I die. And what can we do to make this place better?
You've been with Penn State since you were this big. Was that very important to you, I would imagine?
Yeah, and there's still a couple other things unresolved out there, but you know, at this point, that's going to be at a time when it happens, and we're not focused on it. We're focused on doing what we can for Penn State as a family, and certainly me personally as a trustee.
What would your dad be thinking right now, or how would he be reacting during all of this?
It's hard to exactly say what he would say, but I know how he reacted after 9/11, and this is a similar situation. And you know, 9/11 happened on a Tuesday, and there were a lot of people that said, well, let's get ready for practice. And he goes, we're not playing this week, and we're probably not playing next week. And he said, you know, there are things in life that are far more important than football. So I think he would be looking at this university administration and all the university administrations around the country and saying, look, let's make sure we can educate the 49,000 students on this campus first, because that's our first mission. You know, my mom and dad gave over 100 years of their lives combined to build things and be involved and raise money. And, you know, everybody thinks, oh, he raised a lot of money for athletics. The overwhelming majority of the stuff they raised money for had nothing to do with athletics. It was about academics, and they were really engaged in the academic community.
And it had to really hurt you when you hear people say that it's only about football at Penn State. It's only about football. They focus on the academics and any of that.
The maddest I saw him in the days and weeks after some of the things happened, one of the maddest, I shouldn't say the maddest, but the interim president, Rod Erickson, had done an interview with USA Today, and he said, we'd like to be known as a great research institution and not just a football factory. And my dad read that, and he said, I don't know what he's talking about. We are known as a great research institution. We've never been a football factory, and that set him off because he spent his entire career making sure that the academic side was strong, and that's what we were known for. And yes, football was great, but this was what we were all about.
Coming up, the Big Ten is back. We'll recap what that means going forward.